August 20th, 2017. Undead from Cleveland. Ohio. It's what's happening in Cleveland.
Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio. Sorry.
We're multinational, Kevin. You need to, because, there's probably people, in India, lard or whatever, going on pilgrimages to, Cleveland, Texas to see us, because...
It's funny that you remember lard, of all people. He is actually not in India. He's actually on my Facebook. He's happily married, rides a bike a lot. Yeah, so we're all here. It's great with Don Anderson, Larry, myself.
I didn't get to do it because Larry interrupted.
Yeah, I did. I screwed up the flow.
It's fine. Yesterday I was playing Elder Scrolls Online with my brother, and he's like, "Hey, my schedule changed. I can do the show." I was like, "Do you want to do the show?" Because
and he said, "No,
but I can." I'm just rubbing it in. I'm mocking you now.
It was cool. He said he doesn't mind. He'd be, he wants to do the show. So I was like, all right. So I'll send you a link. And he's like, cool. And then he texts me this morning, and he's like, I can't do the show.
Not today.
Yeah. He's like, my work called me in. I'm like, all right. Well, let me know. So Brian Baird might show back up at some point and be appearing on this show, but we don't know when.
At this point, he's just toying with us.
Right.
Based on Don Cease's messages on Facebook, he's become religious and maybe moving away. I don't know what's going on with that guy.
Uh-oh.
I have to call him or something, see what's going on.
Oh, I didn't know he's moving. I know he found God.
Well, I mean, somebody on there posted something like, we'll miss you guys or something, and I'm thinking, miss him? Is he, what? What does that mean?
Where's he going?
Right.
Well, they'll miss him at the Satan Church.
Yeah.
Now that he found God.
Yeah, I thought that might have been a good idea, but it is good to see that most of his friends completely didn't give a crap about his just posted pictures of Satan all over his webpage, which is completely appropriate.
I was gonna say it was good to see that most of his friends either ignored or mocked him. Because
that's what we do.
You seem to define support from friends slightly differently than a lot of people.
Yeah, well, just
to each his own.
I mean, Don, he does post up lots of crazy stuff on Facebook, so he kind of deserves it. But all right, anyway, let's catch up with the other host.
Lakewood we're looking at in the video
of the show. Yeah, it is. It's a police chase going on Lakewood on the video this week.
Oh, nice.
So. Back in 2011, so it's not that recent. Don, why don't you tell us how your week, 2 weeks, has been? Has it been 2 weeks? No, it's 1 week. How was your week?
Oh, let me tell you how my week was. Wasn't that bad. It was all right. As right now, I'm not there now, but my brother is out of town working, and my sister-in-law had to go down to Kentucky to watch the eclipse, which is happening tomorrow.
Yes.
So she asked me to go and watch her house and help. I mean, just to watch the dogs, basically. And I said, okay, sure, I'll help out. I'm a good brother-in-law, and that's what I've been doing. So I've been going back and forth between my parents' house and their house. I got Sophie, trying to keep her entertained, and then try to keep myself entertained, which I'm unsuccessful at, but I took care of everything else. So my happiness will be on the back burner for now. Well, I can worry about that later.
That's not new.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And then I got my work schedule. The other day, Friday, they posted my work schedule, and they have me down for 2 days in a 1 week period.
Woohoo!
And I immediately called the boss because I was like, "Oh, I know you were there because you just posted it." So, and I got a hold of him and I was like, "Hey, what's going on? Why?" Now I'm getting an echo. I was like, "What's going on?" And he goes, "Well, it's summertime. The kids are back at school, so we're slowed down. We don't need as many people on the floor anymore." And I said, "Yeah, I get that, but I've been here for 10 years.
You need to make up those hours off of somebody else's back.
Right. Like how about those new people you just hired over the summer that still don't know what they're doing? Why don't you have them take some days off and stuff? And so I'm looking for a new job. So I'm not
I mean, did you just take your hours away because why? Because he doesn't.
Because he says because I'm not available Saturday and Sunday. So that's when we need everybody. We don't need anybody Monday through Friday anymore because it's going to be so slow. And he goes, so everybody needs to work on the weekend. And I said, well, everybody likes to work on the weekend.
Yeah, sure. That's when they get the most money and stuff.
And I don't. I work during the week because nobody else wants to work. Who else? Nobody wants to work on Monday. Monday or a Tuesday or whatever. And I know these people don't want to work the Mondays. That's what I'm here for. I'll work the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they work the week. It's like, oh, well, no, I gotta give them hours too. And so I said, well, I just wanted to call, make sure it wasn't something I did or said, because I'm liable to say stuff that
all that bad mouthing that I did about you.
Yeah, like when that time when we were all that time we were.
You don't listen to my show, do you?
I think he does. No, he doesn't. He's in my fantasy football league at work. So, but I said I just wanted to make sure I didn't do anything wrong. Because I don't know, worked here forever. So I figured that meant something, and I guess it doesn't. So
he figured wrong.
So then I went and looked at the schedule. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe he's right. Everybody's got their schedules cut down. So I went and looked. And I think there's only like 2 or 3 other people that have 2 days next week. And those are the people that can only work 2 days a week. Everybody else has got at least 4. Some got 5 shifts, And it's like, okay, I get it. The weekend, I'll cut those 2 shifts out. They still got 3. So they still got 1 more than me. But whatever. So now I'm in the dilemma of, well, what do you want to do? And it's like, well, I'm too fucking old to figure this out now. It's like I can't. It's too late. You know what I mean? It's like I should have done this in high school. Why didn't anybody tell me this in high school? Oh wait, everybody did.
So this is what Mom and Dad and my teachers were talking about. This is
what everybody was saying. Oh, now I get it. So, so whatever. I don't know. I'm in a I don't know. How about the Defenders, though, huh? That's a great series.
I only watched the first episode so far.
Yeah, it's all right.
I finally got through Iron Fist, which was really hard to get through.
Wasn't it, though?
It really went long.
Yeah, it did. This one will go fast. That's what sucks about that. It's because those other series, you're like, man, it's taking forever. And then this one, you're like, wow, I only got 2 episodes left. And I'm really getting into it. Because there's only 8 instead of 13. So
yeah.
But anyways, that's my week. I'm gonna be like Larry. I'm on level 93 of Cookie Jam, which is not Candy Crush. It's Cookie Jam, but it's pretty darn close. Moving on.
Larry, how was your week?
Sweet Jesus, my week.
Sweet Christmas.
Well, Donnie, we have some openings on my team at work.
Yeah, but you do stuff I don't understand. I can't comprehend that stuff.
Neither can I. It's fine. Just fake it.
It's computers, right? Yeah,
no.
Oh.
I stopped doing computers years ago.
That tells you how much I listen to.
Yeah, I'm a banker now.
Ooh, I could be a banker.
Yeah, so as long as you know basic compliance and risk mitigation and reporting techniques, you're golden.
I'll say okay, as long as the pay's good.
So my week. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I may have, because it has been in the works for a while. But this week, I had my mid-year review, so it's all official. I got a sort of mostly kind of fake promotion at work. It's one of those org change promotions though, so I'm doing the same job for the same money, but I moved up a step on the flow chart, so if people look me up, I guess I look a little more important now. So that was the good news. that was the highlight of the good news this week. I got a promotion in organizational designation only.
I don't think there's too many promotions left for you at this point. I mean, I think next is president of the bank.
Well, no, next would be associate vice president, actually.
Oh. Then president.
It's coming. It's coming.
Darling bank manager.
Let's
take
see.
Rob's job from him.
Well, actually, Rob's no longer my boss.
Oh.
We are now peers.
That's this way now. Yeah, but this is perfect. Now you can rise above him and then criticize his performance.
Yeah, I'll just like as soon as they announce that one, I'll just look at him and laugh. What else did I do this week? So I had some. So we discussed last week that my kids are moving to Columbus with their mother, which, I mean, we don't need to dwell on everything going on with my kids and their mother. Except this week, I had some more drama with my kids and their mother.
Never ends.
Had an incident.
Did you talk to Vicky? Did she actually tell you that they were moving?
They are currently in Columbus.
They've already.
But I know, but did you actually speak to Vicky about this, or did she just move and not tell you anything?
Well,
that's a good question.
So I found out all about the time frame from Vicky because we had another incident with my younger daughter this week that led to Vicky and I being put in a room with her.
Not a jail cell.
Not a room that you guys own. Is what
not a room that we own or wanted to be in at the time, but not a jail cell. And without getting too deeply into the gory details,
ooh, they're gory.
This turned into basically an all-night thing that ended with me taking my daughter home over strenuous objections.
Always.
From her or from Vicky?
Which led to Children's Services being called on me and Vicky.
That's the mother.
No, and Vicky.
Oh. Called them.
The doctor.
Oh, there's a doctor involved.
There's a doctor involved.
Doctor. Stupid doctor.
And basically, we didn't want to commit her to some joint out in Youngstown because she's moving this week. So we took her against medical advice and were therefore charged with medical neglect of a minor.
Aw. What'd you do that for?
So, I'm dealing with my friends at Children's Services now. And,
hey, friends.
The other upshoot of this is, my younger daughter will be coming to live with me. I will be taking custody of her.
Okay.
No, really? Is that really going to happen?
True story. Paperwork has already been put in.
She's still in school, right?
Now, some of you may notice, has the school already started this year? Yes, it has. Of course, we've discussed in the past that she was homeschooling, except that when I asked her about homeschooling, she was back in her old high school. And then when I asked her about how things were going now that she was back in her old high school, she was homeschooling again. That was last year. This year, her high school, which she wasn't going to because she was homeschooling because they were moving to the ghetto of Columbus.
Yeah.
But her old high school apparently couldn't get a hold of Vicky, somehow had my parents' number as the emergency contact, and called them in Florida to find out why Lizzie's not in school.
Sweet Christmas.
So, she's apparently still enrolled at her old school. I made the call to see about enrolling her in the school here. She's going to be living here, but only the custodial parent can do that. So I had to file first the thing to amend our custody and support order with the court. And they apparently do have a separate form that you can file as long as both parents are in agreement and sign off, specifically to get a kid enrolled in school. But I'm still waiting on that. So she's supposed to be back in school, but isn't, so she's already missing time.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
not that you're not a very organized and well-educated person and everything.
Yes.
Because you are. But, because your only enemy, we all know, is yourself.
Me. Right.
But I'm just curious, why, why are you the better parent in this situation? You know what I mean? Because you go to work and everything, so
right. She's
going to have to come home to an empty house until you get off of work, and you do have an active social life, even though you pretend you don't. So, yeah, explain that to me. How is this better? Is it just that bad over at Vicky's? Is it just terrible?
So the answer is it's terrible. It is that bad.
Okay.
I pretty much whenever I want, with very few exceptions, have the ability to work from home.
Okay.
I am far better at adulting and parenting than Vicky is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like.
No, I believe it. I mean, I just,
over the last couple years, I, for instance, have almost always had all of my utilities on. I have not had to force my older daughter to get her driver's license so we could plate the name in her car because my license is suspended.
Does Kendall still live with her?
Oh yeah.
So she doesn't have a problem with Vicky.
She is so far gone at this point. Between Vicky and my sister convincing her that I'm the Antichrist, she is so far gone. It's not even like she totally thinks it's her lot, like it's her place to go and get a car so that her mom can drive it and have a ride to work. I actually pay bills.
No, I know you're a responsible guy. I'm just
So it's all about.
I just wasn't sure how bad it was over there. Now I understand.
The other thing is, Vicky has always been far more interested in being BFFs with her kids. So, and whereas I, being mean, have been more interested in being a parent to my kids. So, for instance, when we were at the hospital this week at midnight, I have a 17-year-old daughter. By the way, it was my younger daughter's birthday this week. Happy birthday. Just turned 17 Friday. Oh. I have a 17-year-old who spent literally 45 minutes kicking and screaming on the floor, having a tantrum, because she has learned that if she does that, then mommy will cave, because Vicky doesn't want her mad at her.
Where Larry has watched a lot of wrestling, so he knows that this is his chance to climb the rope.
Yeah, exactly.
And then perform a dive off of the turnbuckle.
Yeah, whereas I will let you vent because there's a lot going on right now, and I understand that you're upset. But when playtime is over and you're going to shut the hell up, or there are going to be consequences. So, so she came home with me. But
she wanted to come with you, right? Or no?
Oh, off and on. It's when she's fighting with Vicky, she wants to live with me.
Okay.
And then so I told her, I said, your mother and I discussed it, and we decided for this we should let you have what you want. She's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, you're going to live with me. No! Screaming. She hates me. Why do I care? I've never been there for her before. Kendall is her only friend. She won't have any friends. Mommy loves her, and she can't talk to me about anything because I'm just mean, and she's going to hate it. And, yeah.
Wow.
So fast forward to the next day. Because of the timing, because I don't have custody and can't put her on my insurance, can't enroll her in school, and all that, we're like, okay, you're going to go ahead and move to Columbus while I do that, and then I'm going to bring you back up. Which is not ideal, but it is what it is. So I was like, so you're going back to your mother's today. I take her back, and Vicky, here you go. Vicky, by the way, daughter, hospital, been there all day. She's like, with them moving, she's like, tomorrow's my last day at work, so I need to be there. So can you stay with her tonight while they do all that stuff? Because I need to get home. It's getting late. And she left.
Wow.
And then I realized how horrible a parent I am because they brought me the paperwork, and I was like, I'm guessing on a lot of this stuff. I don't really know. Kelsey, are you allergic to anything? And are you doing this girl thing right here? Stuff like that. And then like the next day, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna bring her back to your house. Blah blah blah. And she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna be home late because, you know, since it's my last day, the people I work with want to take me out after work. I'm like, really? Like, you have nothing else kind of important going on right now? Like, I'm in my office in Brecksville, driving to Medina Courthouse to get stuff, and then get back to my house in time for my next meeting, trying to get, like, custody, health insurance, school, child support, all of that lined up in the last 2 days. She has to go out with her friends after work because it was her last day.
Yeah, well, it's the last day.
So I drop her off. I get a call from Vicky's daughter, who I've never mentioned on the show because she hates me and I haven't spoken to her in forever because she hates me. She calls me because Kelsey's calling everybody, begging them not to make her stay with me, and she's going to run away.
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
So now I'm talking to Vicky's daughter, of all people. I call Kelsey, who of course won't answer the phone. I have to call Kendall, and Kelsey still won't get on the phone. And after I explain to her, I'm like, look, tell your sister Erica is calling me. And she's like, not even calling me to just like growl die into the phone over and over again. She's actually calling me to have a conversation. That's how completely retarded this whole thing has gotten. And finally I tell, because apparently Kendall's going to be leaving before Vicky gets home, and now I can't trust Kelsey to stay home. She's going to run away, so I have to drive back out there to get her. And Kelsey has another fit about, you know, I just want to stay home tonight, blah, blah, blah. And like, here you go. Here's parenting. I lay it out for her. And like with Vicky, it wouldn't work because Vicky won't do shit. But with me, I was like, okay, here's the deal. For 2 days, you've been telling mommy and daddy to listen to you, and we can trust you. This is your shot. If you are not home when your mother gets there, you will live with me. You will live with me until you are 18. You will not ever go to Columbus to visit them. If you want to visit them, they will be supervised visits in my home, because if your boyfriend wants to see you, it will be a supervised visit in my home, because you will not leave this house other than school unless it is for full-time commitment to a hospital.
Wow.
Do you understand? She's like, yes. I get off the phone with her. 3 minutes later, I get a text from Vicky. Lizzie stormed out of the house. Could you please call me when you find her?
When you find her.
Yeah, exactly. So setting aside the, are you kidding me? It's when you find her, because I'm out with my friends from work.
Yeah, I'm busy at the bar. Can you go find her, please?
Yeah, I call Kelsey's phone. She answers. I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing? Are you kidding me? And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, at this point, like, I've gone completely off the deep end because we just had this conversation. I'm like, what are you doing at this moment? And she's like, I'm sitting on the couch with Kendall. I'm like, wait, what? Like the couch at your mom's house? She's like, yeah? Let me talk to Kendall. Kendall, are you guys at your mom's house? Yeah? God damn it. It's like, oh,
what the hell?
I text Vicky back. I'm like, she's sitting on the couch next to Kendall. What are you talking about? Oh, well, Erica said Kendall called and Lizzie left. And I'm like, no, 45 minutes ago, she called Erica to say she was threatening to leave. You were busy. That problem's already been solved. So yeah, she's going to be coming to live with me. As soon as I can get this paperwork done, the good news is I'm actually going to get out of my child support a year early this way.
Yeah, I sort of don't think it's going to work out financially in your favor. but good.
So yay me! Woo! Oh, also because I like to try and keep this mood at least a little bit light. We have discussed in the past my issues with ice cream and how I need to be home in an hour and yada 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 because lactose nonsense. I learned another important life lesson this week. Big giant bowls of Raisin Bran before bed are not a good idea.
What the heck?
I made myself a snack, and about 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up with my stomach like, "You need to go downstairs now." So I go downstairs and take care of what I got to take care of, and I'm getting ready to go back upstairs, go back to bed. I'm like, maybe I should stay down here just for a couple minutes. And I flip on a movie, horrible movie, by the way. I was watching that Dark Shadows movie, just terrible. And I was like, oh wait, I think I got to go take care of some more business. So I paused the movie because at this point I at least want to see what's going to happen. And this happens multiple times that I have to pause the movie, go take care of some Raisin Bran related business. Over the course of the 2-hour movie, when the movie was over, since I was pausing it on live TV, I hit the fast forward to get my TV caught up to where it was in real life. And I had missed an episode of that 70s show. So in 2.5 hours, I spent literally over a half hour shitting.
Wow.
And it hurt badly.
Clean you out.
Yeah, like I was like, well, the good news is tomorrow I'm going to be down to about 150 pounds. Because like after about the third or fourth trip, I was like walking in there, I was like, this has to be just gas. There can't be anything left in there. I think there was gray matter in the last one.
Fiber.
Possibility.
Okay, so was that your week?
That was my week. Right. Oh, and I got a haircut. Yay!
Oh, good. I'm thinking about buying a new car. That's my week.
Like a third one or replacing one?
You know, I looked at trading in my mom's car, but they only want to give me $1,000 for it. So I might just keep it because it's all wheel. And yeah, so I'll have 3 cars.
It's all wheel and no car.
It's like, I mean, you know, I'll eventually figure out something to do.
It's all wheel.
I would just get like a different car for each day of the week. Have like the Monday car.
Just put it in your driveway.
Well, put it in
your driveway with a for sale sign.
The problem with the big car is the air conditioner doesn't work right now, so I don't basically
again.
No, it's never worked.
Last year?
I mean, it's never been broken except this time, and it's still been broken now for like a year.
Oh, okay.
Because I just haven't. I got the whole like recharger thing set up. I did that like yesterday. You know, you get the can of air and you do the whole rigmarole with that. And it was a little low, and I like charged it up, but it didn't. Its compressor's just not working, I guess.
Didn't take.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like I gotta probably take it in. And, you know, an air conditioner, when you get it fixed, it's just ridiculously expensive. So I will do it. It's just like, but since I have the other car that has air conditioning, I'm just like in no hurry to do it. You know what I mean? Like I can afford to do it. I just don't see the point right now in doing it. So yeah. That's about it, really.
I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay. Just some technical stuff. Played Elder Scrolls with my brother. We're at level 50 now, and it's starting to lose its luster on me at this point, because like every other MMO game that I play, it's all a pointless exercise because I'm
just grinding gear.
I'm just going forward towards nothing. It's kind of like life in a way,
right?
Except, you know, you do get to eventually retire from your job if you survive. That's kind of everyone's goal. But here, you just keep going. You just keep fighting the same. And the weird thing about Elder Scrolls is like the monsters' difficulty is like rubber band, so that they're always just a little bit more powerful whenever you become more powerful. So I should, you can defeat almost all of them except for like the group raid things, because obviously you need to be in a group. But anything else you do solo, which is like most of the content, like you can beat like without dying. And you never, like, no matter like how cool of a new weapon you get or a new spell or whatever, like the combat is still going to be exactly the same. Like you're not going to, you could fight a skeleton at level 1 and defeat it with a dagger or something, and you could fight that same skeleton at level 50 and have the same hard time trying to like kill that skeleton. And that's kind of that has good and bad to it, because it's good in the sense that you can do all the content in the game and never run out of content, which anybody that's played an MMO knows that like your level usually only has so much content, and then you just gotta grind until you get to a higher level or whatever, so that you can do some new content. Well, here you can just there's all kinds of content. There's just so much content that you never run out. But the bad part about it is it gets really boring, because you're just always like the same strength. Yeah. It's really no variation. So, but my brother plays it, so the only way I talk to him, I don't have his phone number.
Right. And even if you talk to him on Facebook, he's like, "This isn't him."
His youngest daughter just went into high school. It's weird. And so
they increased the cap with the new update. So Lord of the Rings Online, I'm now level 106 with Larry Mack.
Yeah. 106.
Heading into Mordor.
Drop this ring off that I gave you.
Level 200. Or, I'm sorry, 2038 in Candy Crush Saga.
Oh my god.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. Like, I'm not sure if I'm proud of that or kind of disappointed in myself.
All right, so we're gonna do our police blotter drinking game.
Heyo!
And basically the rules are that if we name off someone who was shot, you have to drink. If it happened on the east side of Cleveland, you have to drink. And if Jennifer Cha-Cha reads the notice, you have to drink. Well, she didn't read any last week. She might have, had enough post-traumatic stress from her job. Pass it on to that sergeant guy. So if it's a sergeant, we might have to switch to him. But this week we'll just do the regular rules. I got you.
She took a week off, and she and I went away. Little place in the Adirondacks.
I remember Bear. Do you remember Davey?
Yeah, sure. Davey's Comics.
He's a cop now in Cleveland. So I'm going to get a hold of him, and I'm going to send him a message and ask him if he knows this chick.
But then they might start listening, and then they'll be angry at us for...
They'll be like, yeah, right. And then they'll be like...
For turning all the murders in Cleveland into a drinking game.
Right, yeah. Hey, we're only talking about shootings. You don't necessarily have to die,
That's true.
And they just stopped doing it. They're like, well, we're not going to do it anymore then.
Yeah. No more.
Well, wait a minute. Then we got no material. Ha ha ha.
I just think, most people ignore this kind of news, and I like to bring it to light to show people that, life in Afghanistan's probably not that bad compared to East Cleveland.
Maybe not.
I don't think they have as many shootings as we do.
You'd be amazed.
Hey, maybe not as many as Chicago though. But Lakewood, Ohio. This is just ridiculous, so I had to include this one. More than 200 people attended a rally in Lakewood Sunday, 4 days after Bell Avenue residents awoke to find 2 swastikas drawn with chalk on a driveway. Action Together Lakewood area organized the No Hate in Lakewood rally in City Center Park in the city's downtown. The Ohio Representative Nikki Antonio, a Democrat who lived on Bell Avenue in Lakewood for 25 years, helped organize the event after Wednesday when she led a group of small children to decorate the vandalized neighborhood sidewalks with messages of love and compassion. I just want people out there to know that there are these people out there that are called teenagers. And
yeah, they are.
They like to fuck around and just do
and draw
silly
swastikas
shit.
on shit.
Right, and draw some swastikas.
Hey.
You know what? I'm never running for public office, so I'll throw myself on the grenade. When I was a teenager, I drew some swastikas on shit. I admit it. I'm publicly admitting that way back in the olden days of my teenage youth, I did that.
Yeah.
And did you say your teenage youth?
And not
youth?
I want to emphasize this, not because I was trying to recruit people to help me round up all the Jews. It was because I was a teenager and therefore kind of dumb and liked to do dumb shit to stir stuff up.
Right, exactly. Most of the time, like, there have been
totally
swastikas
harmless,
spray painted on bridges and shit for as long as I've been alive. There's been, if you go anywhere where there's some spray paint or a tree or something, there's probably a swastika. Mm-hmm. Not because
they're Nazis.
They're Nazis and they're planning a rally. because it's pretty easy to draw one. Is really what it comes down to.
Right.
I mean, you know. What else are you gonna? What are you gonna do? Put it like if you're vandalizing, what are you gonna put there? The big S
sign.
For Superman.
Big peace sign. Oh.
Yeah, peace sign.
Right, and then even then,
I mean, some people
want
use
to
the
see
anarchy
that.
symbol, but that'll be the next thing that people will be against. But yeah,
when I was a teenager, I would take.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when I was a teenager, I would take my car and then I would drive it into the middle of somebody's yard. And then I would hit the gas really hard and pull out. And I didn't really know these people. I just did it to the houses that looked like they needed to have done.
Oh, you didn't only turf lawns of certain classes of people as a form of political protest?
I just did it. Doesn't matter who.
And I do like that 200 people decided to...
Had nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Although,
join this driveway chalk drawing protest.
For the listeners out there, Lakewood, chock full of liberal people. Like, that's where we take all our liberal people and put them. They are all in Lakewood.
It has a very high population density as well. The houses in Lakewood are literally like
2
on
feet
top
apart.
of each other. Yeah. It's a giant fire waiting to happen.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. Cleveland, Ohio. A 23-year-old woman was shot in the head. Drink. Early Sunday while driving in the city's St. Clair Superior neighborhood, police said.
Drink.
The victim and another woman were driving together about 4 a.m. near the intersection of East 79th Street and Donald Avenue.
Hey, that's me.
About 5 blocks north of Superior Avenue. Cleveland Police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Cha-Cha said.
Yeah,
That's
drink.
a
Hat trick.
Triple drink. Car approached the crowd that had gathered in the road. The crowd parted to let the victim's car drive through. That was nice of the crowd that was in the road. But someone in the crowd began firing shots at the car, Cha-Cha said. The driver was struck in the head and the side. It's unclear if the car's passenger was struck by gunfire. What's that?
I think the takeaway here is, so you say the crowd that had gathered separated for the car?
Yes.
Okay. So we have now learned our lesson from Charlottesville. So it was a net positive. We have now shown protesters, you know what? Get the fuck out the way of my car because I'm coming. I think we have to say it was worth it.
I guess. I mean, somebody just pulled a gun and just started shooting. Cleveland, Ohio. A 17-year-old boy injured in a shooting Saturday night. Drink. Actually shot himself while running from police officers. The Cleveland Police Department said Sunday.
Like accidentally, or was that his escape strategy?
Yeah. Cleveland police official originally reported that the teenager was hit by gunfire about 10:30 p.m. The Scanner dispatch said the teen was injured near the entrance to Tower City, but a department spokesperson could not confirm that detail. So people that don't live in Cleveland, Tower City is right downtown. It is a big part of a big, tall building. What do they call that building? The Terminal Tower or something?
Yes, Terminal Tower.
Yes.
And Tower City is like this shopping area that connects like to the convention center and connects to like the casino now, I guess, and some hotels and stuff. So it's just like the area on Public Square to go to. If you're gonna go, because I mean, where else are you gonna go? You're gonna go to the park to look at the Civil War memorial that we have in the middle of the Public Square.
Right.
I've never actually been to that. I don't know if that's full of like Confederate generals. It's not. No.
Yeah. Oh, Ohio, not a big bastion of the Confederacy.
All right. It would just be funny if it was and nobody cared, because that'd be Cleveland for you. Cleveland. Okay, yeah. So officials now say that the teen ran from officers near Public Square when his gun discharged. Cleveland police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Cha-Cha said.
Cha-Cha.
Drink. He suffered a powder burn and was taken into custody. Another Saturday night shooting incident near Public Square, that's also a drink, left a man with 2 gunshot wounds, Cha-Cha said. The victim, a 27-year-old Warrensville Heights man, was standing near the front doors of Tower City. Not a place anybody wants to go shopping, I think. And talking on the phone with his child's mother, Cleveland police report states. The 26-year-old man on a white bicycle, reportedly the child's mother's brother, rode by and started an argument with the victim. The shooter pulled out a handgun and fired several shots before riding away towards Prospect Avenue.
Dude got a drive-by from a bike?
Apparently, yeah. The guy decided he'd just leave. Victim was taken to Metro Health for treatment for 2 gunshot wounds, one to his sternum and another through his arm. Both wounds were through and through, the report states. While the victim gave officers the suspected shooter's name, no arrests have been made and no charges have been filed. I don't know if they ever get enough time to arrest people.
Yeah, well, more importantly, like, you know, I get, like, a lot of times they have to do their investigation or whatever, but how tough is it to make an arrest when the guy survives and says, this is who shot me? If you're having a hard time finding him, he's my baby mama's brother.
Yeah.
So maybe you might talk to her if she's not at his house.
Was that like an organized plan too? Was she on the phone with him and
setting him up?
And she's like, Gary, get on your bicycle and go ride down to Tower City.
Tower City.
He's standing right out front.
Because again, for the listeners, Tower City, nowhere near Warrensville Heights. So it's not like brother was just riding his bike through the neighborhood and happened to see him.
Right. No way. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland police are investigating after a 17-year-old boy was shot in the chest Saturday night in Public Square.
What the hell?
Police released little information about the shooting that happened shortly after 10:30 p.m. Scanner dispatch said the shooting happened near the entrance to Tower City. Cleveland police could not confirm that detail. They do have a suspect in custody. Congratulations, Cleveland police. The condition of the shooting victim is not known. Don't go to Public Square.
So this week there were 3 shootings at the front door of Tower City?
I mean, I'm only reading the blotter, so it's possible that this was the same one, but then that means that the guy's baby mama, like, he's 17 years old. So his baby mama is, I mean, it's possible. He was 16 when he impregnated her. So this could be like some high school beef. You know, I don't know. In non-shooting news, the city of Parma Heights issued a warning to residents Saturday that a mosquito trap tested positive for West Nile virus.
Oh, boy.
Cuyahoga County Board of Health notified the city that a mosquito trap in the Parma Park area tested positive according to Dennis Pattern, Director of Public Service. The discovery marks the third time this year in Cuyahoga County that a trap tested positive. First instance came earlier this month in Middleburg Heights, a board health spokesman said. The second was Friday in North Olmsted. I think I've had that. Because the one year that it was like really bad, like I think I got like really sick. I was like, ugh. And it was like in the middle of summer. And so I'm hoping that I'm immune to it at this point.
You think that's like chicken pox? You can only get it once?
It is, supposedly. You can get it, and you don't even, most of the time you might not even know, and then but just for some people, they can die from it. So it's kind of like winning the lottery in a bad way. Euclid, Ohio. Drake. Police are looking for a man who robbed a Walgreens at gunpoint Thursday night. No one was hurt during the robbery that happened at about 9 p.m. at the Euclid Avenue location between East 204th Street and Dial Road, according to a news release from Euclid Police. Witnesses reported the man had a silver revolver and demanded money from the cashier. He grabbed handfuls of cash from the cash register, ran out of the store, and headed northbound on Dill Road, the release says. Witnesses said the man is missing several front teeth, possibly walks with a limp, and has a light beard.
Okay. So,
so that's
guy does meth.
Cleveland.
Because he walks all jacked up, ain't got no teeth, and he's got a pube beard. And is the fact that his gun was silver, is that helpful information?
I don't know.
Because if you see it, you're gonna be like, oh wait, that must be that guy, because that's the same silver gun, and your
Right.
buddy will be like, no, that's more of a gunmetal gray. I wouldn't call that silver.
Right.
I don't think we need to call the cops for this dude.
He just pulls out a regular gun, but he's got no teeth. And
yeah, that was not silver.
Cleveland, Ohio. A 44-year-old woman's death has been ruled a homicide after her body was found Sunday night, police said. Police were called to a home about 11 p.m. on West 147th Street, just south of Coe Avenue, on a report of an unresponsive woman. Cleveland Police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Cha-Cha said. Drake. Every time I see it, I can't remember how to say it. Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office lists Eileen Rosado as a woman who died at that address. The woman was found on the floor in a bedroom and pronounced dead at the scene, she said. She was taken to the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office, where investigators learned Friday that she died from asphyxiation, police said. Officers learned she had a history of medical issues and had no signs of trauma. No arrests have been made, and the investigation is ongoing. So she might have died just spontaneously suffocated to death. Or somebody came in and strangled her. We don't know.
Carbon monoxide.
You know, if you want to be a strangler, that's probably like a difficult criminal enterprise. Because, you know, people can have guns and stuff. You know, it's shooting somebody, you know, pretty safe for you if you're the shooter.
Yeah.
But being a strangler, you're taking a lot of risk. You're just, you know.
Not if you go to shoot somebody, they take the gun away from you, and then you're kind of like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I didn't expect.
Yeah, because you're risking them having a weapon, and contrary to what you might see in the movies and stuff,
right?
It takes some time to strangle a person to death.
Right.
It does.
They're clawing you.
Right.
they're trying to scream.
Yeah, that's why really, if you're going to do that, I think you have to go with the piano wire from behind.
Yeah.
That's why they invented it.
Yeah. Because once upon a time, there were a lot of stranglers, and they were always having problems getting like their faces clawed and stuff. And a brilliant man named Donnie Garrett came up with this idea of using piano wire to just strangle them from behind. And all the stranglers were like, dude, that is brilliant.
Like, you know, there's pianos everywhere.
Yeah.
When you live with somebody like my brother as a kid, you get strangled with everything. You know?
Yeah, and you know what? That's sort of my point. You were constantly getting strangled and totally survived.
Right.
So it's
totally.
not like if you had your brother been constantly shooting you, we might not have a show.
ropes.
Well, if he was shooting.
Wires, hands, gloves.
Smothering you with pillows.
Right, yes. Whatever
making a noose out of a bed sheet.
Socks.
Shoving
belts.
a teddy bear in your mouth. Whatever.
Underwear.
Cleveland, Ohio. One person is dead, and 4 others are hurt after an early morning shooting outside a bar on Cleveland's east side. Cleveland police said. You know what I love about this police blotter, too? It's usually only Saturday and Sunday. I don't even get through the week of shootings.
That's when all the action.
It's blue-collar town. Clevelanders work during the week. We ain't got time for nonsense.
The shooting happened about 1 a.m. Saturday outside Fruck's Lounge on Superior Avenue near East 112th Street. Cleveland Police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Cha-Cha said.
Hey.
Hat trick. Witnesses called police to report that a fight broke out and several shots were fired. Several people fired shots, Cha-Cha said. Officers recovered several bullet casings from different guns and towed 3 vehicles as part of the investigation. The victims were taken to university hospitals and 1 was pronounced dead, she said. The injuries of the other shooting victims do not appear to be life-threatening. No arrests have been made in the ongoing investigation.
You are dead. I pronounced that.
And then this is the last one. Cleveland, Ohio. A man is charged in connection with a violent attack and rape of a 46-year-old woman at her Detroit Shoreway home. Garrett Hughes Jr., 52, is charged with rape and was taken into custody Friday, police said. The attack happened about 12:30 a.m. Monday at a home on West 73rd Street in the city's Detroit Shoreway neighborhood. The woman told police she only knew Hughes for about 3 days. A woman dropped Hughes off at her home that night, police reports say. She told police she was washing her hands at the kitchen sink when Hughes walked up to her from behind and smashed a glass cup over her head, according to police reports. Didn't sound like the date was going too well, definitely. Hughes twice smashed a vase over her head, picked up a glass shard, and stabbed her repeatedly in the face, neck, and arms, causing severe cuts, police and court records say. Hughes then raped the woman and left her bleeding on the floor, court records say. The woman ran out of the house and called 911. She was taken to Metro Health for treatment. Police released photos from the surveillance camera at a nearby gas station from a few days before the attack in the hopes of getting tips about the man's identity and whereabouts. Hughes has 1 felony conviction in Cuyahoga County for violating a protection order against a woman in Highland Heights. He was sentenced to 18 months on probation. I'll never really understand rape, which I guess is good because I'm not a rapist, but if you get done stabbing a woman in the face and there's blood everywhere and glass, and that's the point where you're like, this is really hot. I have to totally bang this woman now. This is awesome. What?
This is great. She's screaming at me.
Right. I mean, I don't understand it. I just don't. Guy gets a boner over that or something. It's fucking. Those people should just be part of Larry's elimination list that he wants to kill people for. Murder folks.
Wait, when did I start? When did I become
Well, you said that you want to
kill. Brian's not here, so now I want to murder people?
Well, you said there's people you want to kill in real life, so I'm saying we should just add those to the list.
I was saying that because I maintain that a functioning adult person probably has come across people that they literally wanted to kill.
Well, I'm just saying, look, if I was king, I would make you my chief executioner, and
because like here, yes, I also, as a desperate man who can't get women or whatever, I have never understood rape. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that part, and yes, all these guys need to be rounded up and whatever. But when I said that, yes, there are people I literally want to murder, it's individuals. It's not classes of people. If you as a person have classes of people you want to murder, then I, in all seriousness, encourage you to get some sort of help, because that's not normal. But like having an interaction with an individual that makes you think, I really want to murder that guy to death, that is totally healthy and normal.
Okay. All right. It's fine. Well, that's basically it. That's it for the news this week. And maybe next week Brian will join the show. Doubt it. He's probably got to work weekends still. It's probably just a trick his boss played on him. Oh, we don't need you on the weekends, Brian. Really?
It's a trap.
Yeah. And then, we're just kidding. You got to come back into work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am aware that my audio is lower than the other guys most of the time. I don't know. What. I think I got to talk closer to the microphone. But that's hard to do because I also got to look at the screens, and my microphone is planted in front of me. So
it's weird that you say that because every time I open my mouth, I get cut off.
By me?
I'm louder than everybody, but every time I go to say something, everybody's talking. There's only two of you.
You just got to keep talking. You got to be more rude.
I don't want to be rude. I want people to hear. You have to hear every word I say. That's what makes it funny.
Just throw it out there.
Okay.
Well, here, you got the mic. You got 3 minutes. Why don't you tell us an Adam story this week? Did he burn his house down or anything yet?
No, he broke his car broke down.
What is he driving right now?
There was a good one last week. It's Ford Taurus. He's got the Porsche underneath the tarp in the driveway.
Is that just forever broken, the Porsche?
Yeah, for the most part. Like when I didn't have a car or whatever a couple months ago, he was like, you know what? If I could get this Porsche on the road, I'll just let you drive my other car. And I was like, dude, what? What are you talking about? And it's like hundreds of dollars and stuff. There was something there was last week. Oh, yeah. So Clinton, I had Clint go over there last week to watch the Meteors. We were going to watch Meteors. I was talking about this on my show this past Tuesday in case somebody doesn't listen to Tumbling with Tumbleweed Tuesday nights at 11. And we were talking, and Adam said something about the water in his house. And he was like, well, I would drink the water out of my house. And Clint's like, you're dumb. Why would you do that?
Isn't it brown? I thought last time it was brown.
He goes, it's well water, but it's not like, what do you call it? What's that? Bamf. When Nightcrawler disappears, sulfur. He goes, it's well water, but it's not sulfury. It doesn't taste eggy.
Isn't it a condemned well though? Like he should have city water or something?
I thought it was, and he says it isn't. But I think he said that like years ago, and every person he said it to was like, well, you're dumb. And he was like, oh no, I'll be okay. And then he like went to another person. He would go to like another person and be like, well, my well's condemned, expecting them to be like, oh, that's okay, don't worry about it. But every person would be like, that's disgusting, that's gross. And he would be like, oh, well, let me go ask somebody else, you know? So he's sitting there trying to convince Clint and I. He's like, yeah, I mean, I would drink the water. I would totally drink the water. There's nothing wrong with this water here. And I said, dude, do us all a favor and don't drink the water. I don't want to come here and find you dead. And he goes, I wouldn't die. He goes, maybe the water's a little thick. But other than that, and that's when Clint and I both stopped.
There's a quality you look for in your water.
Did you say thick? And he's like, well, yeah, it's a little thick. And we said, water is not supposed to be thick. Milkshakes? Sure. Frosties? Definitely. Slushies? Okay. Right? All that stuff? Maybe a smoothie or like a green seaweed drink type of thing. Maybe that should be thick. But water never, ever should be thick.
Like there's no such thing when discussing water as not that thick.
Right. Like there's nobody going around going, hey, you should check this water out. It's really good. It's not as thick as other houses. I don't know.
It's a little thick, but not bad at all.
You usually use water to water down things. That make
right.
Less
this he's like, this water's really wide. Like this water's really watery. What the hell? Like, I can't. This water's not thick enough. It's not. And so we had that, and that's when I just started laughing in his face. I was just like, dude, you're just being dumb. Shut up. It's like, it's not even, there's no point in it. So, but yeah, there's, that's it.
Okay, well, that's it for the show. We'll be back next week with more. VideoGameNews.com. I know it has nothing to do with the show, but that's how life is on this show. And write into us if you want, whatever you want, at VideoGameNews.com. I actually do remember that we got an email this week, but I forgot to read it, so we'll read it next week. And that's it. Good night.
Thick water.
See ya.
Peace.
All right, thanks, guys.
Catch you later.
Yep.